What's up, family? It is about 6:57 p.m. on June 8th, 2026. It's the second series of Napkin Voodoo Mafia family. So, Red, I believe she, at some point in her life, joined possibly the Eastern Stars. One of those secret societies. I remember her mother, Gamma, she was a part of the Catholic Church. Gamma would get dressed up and put on her makeup with her little short half afro and have on her hat. They got a hat society for women too. Is it called Big Hat? I don't know. Maybe Gamma was in that. But at any rate, only God knows how I end up with this twisted Voodoo Mafia family. Whoo, because, as a little child, you're very vulnerable. She could have killed little Star Bella at any given moment, but I guess it wasn't that moment because they all had a agenda and they had to prepare someone else to try to walk in Star Bella's shoes. So that want to be a star, which turned out to be a Dar, D-A-R. Anywho, she gotta watch little Star Bella every day and try to emulate Star Bella. Star Bella, she ended up, leaving the house at 17 because she got pregnant when she was almost 18. And so from there, she never been back to the house because at that time, the government assistance, it was kind of easier to get on government assistance, or it was either by design because Star Bella was in her own Truman Show. Because the family that she thought was family, they probably nabbed her from another family, kidnapped by the napkins, right? So, Red, she had a friend named Luella. They was like right hand, two peas in the pot. Now that's funny, Luella. And then Star Bella, as she grew up, she met somebody named Consuela. Con. And she's a con. How appropriate is her name? Anywho, Mari, right from high school, she went and got married to someone who's in the military. I guess Red taught her that much where she can travel and, do different stuff. But Mari, like I say, she's like a robot. She's something wrong with her. Well, something wrong with all of them. And Starbella was stuck in the town with the stupid Red. And when Archibald graduated, him and his quote-unquote first cousin went to the military. And Archibald is the type of person that he asks questions, and he's very inquisitive about the structure of the policies and what you got going on, so that he could overthrow you, basically, and learn your business, learn how the business operates, because he's a narcissist, psychopath, so he can later use it against you. And get his crew Red, and Papa was a Rolling Stone, and Ma Ray, and whoever else is in their crew. It's a whole lot of people in this little Voodoo Mafia crew. Because Starbella grew up, and she went through some different situations with guys that were sent by Red, because Red always was in the shadow trying to make sure Starbella does not achieve anything, even when it came to her elementary teachers. So that will be all my teachers. Starbella ended up just taking her GED after she became pregnant with her first child. And Starbella always looked at people like, why did they do that? Why did you do that? And I believe Starbella would ask the people that, and I don't believe they liked it that. And so Starbella was always a target. She became a scapegoat for the Voodoo Mafia family. They end up sacrificing Starbella to some dark deity, them and their secret society, this crew of cluster stupids. Right. That's the kicker. They done this before. I'm not the first. So, but Starbella, by the grace and mercy of God, always gives them a run for their money, because Starbella didn't really understand what was going on. And Starbella has been in some very tight spots, some spots where her life could have very well ended. But God, the Creator, has always carried me through. Even when I came into the knowledge of the Most High, Yeshua, and the Holy Spirit, and then I drifted off. Or just being rebellious. The Most High always kept me. Because Starbella life has always been rough. Rough relationships, rough family ships, just rough. Rough in the church house, rough with church folk. Smiling in your face and then coming hugging you, putting hands on you, call themselves praying for you, but they casting a spell on you because it was all by design. We want Starbella to fall and never ascend. We don't want Starbella to be better than us. We don't want her to have nothing but God. I mean, the little that I have right now today that I can reach out and touch, they don't even want me to have that but God. And then for, someone trying to walk in Starbella's star as her avatar, as her 2.0. No, you got to go. It's only one of me and none of you in me. Lo amami. Okay? Like I said, that movie, The Kindred, that movie kind of ticked me off, and I probably said some things to that Archibald because we were once roommates. And like I said, he brought that movie home, and I believe that movie was based off of Daniela Luna life. However, based on the documentary that's on that I've seen on some of the social media platforms about her, it said that she had to leave abruptly because the family didn't like her. I hope that was the case, but they say after she left, she, started using substance and things of that nature. And then, her husband, like, where's your backbone? I know if you get married, you do want your family to like your spouse. I wish Danielle was here so she can speak up for herself and tell us, did she know that the family didn't like her? Because if you got a wimpy man, like I had a wimpy husband, ex-husband, he was very wimpy when it came to his mother figure, right? He'd come home with attitudes after he get off the phone with her. She would act like she don't like him dating me, or even, when we got married twice. Well, the second time she wanted it, like they had learned of something. And that's why this Starbella scapegoat scheme, scam, plot to defraud her of her starship. I have a dream that one day little black boys and girls can be free and play among the other ethnicities. But then you have those other ethnicities that just say, bump you, I'm gonna kick you off the cliff and I'm gonna become you. Like they say the Nazi, whatever they call them Jews, that they say that ain't Jews. And then when people get caught up with this plot that's not working, because the ancestors are here, the Holy Spirit is here, the creator of us all is here, that didn't co-sign to this for you to take over indefinitely. He has me in this predicament to teach me and you. Like I say, I'm your reflection, and you just ain't learning. You think you can go to dark deities and do dark magic over every moon. And yet, Starbella is still here. Starbella is tired of all of y'all. Should I say, you're very exhausting, taxing, and it's very disturbing to know that the secret societies that we know, they have office jobs that affects our justice. Now that's very sad. You can't get justice because, oh, the judge is in the secret society. Oh, the lawyers in the secret society. Oh, the police officer. Oh, the medical team. Yeah, all that stupid stuff. The church clergies, they house or do something for the secret society, or they probably are in the secret society because, all this money laundering, you gotta funnel it somewhere. At least you will put it somewhere where the I to the R to the S don't bother. And I don't know why the I to the R to the S don't bother the church. When the church have fundraisers, that's exchanging money. They do building funds, that's exchanging money. So they just made the church a legal gambling cesspool for criminal activity to go on undetected. Like the story in the Bible. Yeshua got mad when he came into the church. You made my house a den of thieves. How ironic that the I to the R to the S don't want to count that money that they go do building funds or whatever they do. But the I to the R to the S don't calculate their money. But you work at Burger King, I want your money. You got 5 children. Then they come get your money. Then you go to the church. We want your 10%. But they don't get audited. But we'll give you a receipt to take to the I to the R to the S. So if you give people receipts to take to the I to the R to the S to get a discount on their taxes, then the I to the R to the S should know that the church is getting over on some money if everybody asks for that receipt so they can go file their taxes. This is just Star Bella speaking. I mean, Star Bella always had questions about things that just don't make no sense. And then you have people who want to insert themselves like they some Vikings. You know the series of Vikings? They say, oh, I'm going over there to get that territory. That's what some people do with your inheritance once they find out what you don't know. Or a family decides to plot and scheme with them because they don't like you. They have sacrificed you. And so they have decided to let you go down with them trying to take you down with dark black magic. And Papa was a Rolling Stone. You can't really, I don't know if you can believe him because he said he has 22 children. Now, does that include, quote unquote, my 2 older siblings and me? Or does he have 22 children outside of him in Red relationship? And then the mother figure that raised him, they will have to bail him out of jail sometimes. He said that to me too. But he's a psychopath too because he's a liar too. So I see where Archibald Jr. gets his lying from. The mother is a witch, the father is a warlock, a liar, a womanizer, and probably bisexual like a lot of the men folk that Red sent my way. They were bisexual, and they had dirty little secrets that Red knew. I would not agree to. So they would keep that very much a secret from me until the breakup happens, and then I see like, what in the world? And then Archibald have the audacity to say, well, people judge you by who you date. I guess you would know that, and I guess that makes sense somewhat if you know the true story, because you know contracts and people can be deceitful if you don't know the whole truth of why or when or how or what is written in secret or what can be done in secret, like, you know, when you sign your name on those little kiosks or those little portable what do you call them, portable laptops. They want you to sign your name so your signature is on the cloud of that AI that could be putting your signature anywhere if they wanted to cause you damage and be corrupt, like what happened to Starbella, her Cinderella, her star, her future, her destiny. Somebody else wanted it and they took it from me as if I was nothing. And I'm so glad that God ain't gonna let that happen any further. I don't know what's wrong with people, but something's wrong with the mental state. However, it's not where they're gone, where they don't understand or understand what they're doing, because they have CCTV and people following Starbella everywhere she go, so they know exactly what they're doing. They say, okay, we need her followed because we need to get her so we can keep our secret going. So ain't nothing wrong with you mentally. You have the audacity to know to follow me, to plot and scheme. Yes, you psycho, but you have an understanding when those handcuffs click, click, and you stand before a good judge who wants to do their job. Not the one you can pay, or the church can say, oh, just let it go. She's just a single person. It's only her. Get rid of her. What? You see me singular, but I'm a whole entity of the kingdom of the Most High Yah. One who's been poisoned by Red as a little child. Constantly poisoned. Trying to do harm to my body organs. My mental clarity. Yeah, Red is something. I would imagine I would be scared to go to prison too at 80-something, 90-something. And people know that you were a monster, a horrible mother, like the movie The Children Under the Stairs. And excuse the noise, somebody in their car. I'm outside, yeah. But anyway, yes, this mother figure, Red, a deadhead. Anyway, this Voodoo Mafia family crew, one day I'm gonna sum it up just right, just nice. Right now I'm talking like it's everywhere. But it's not everywhere. That's because some things need to be implemented, right? And I hope nobody don't try to take my napkin Voodoo Mafia family. Because, you know, everything that Starbella does, somebody wants to take it, snatch it. Like her channels, take it off, shadow ban her. Because they don't want the truth out about how scummy, bummy, slowful, and just criminal-minded folks that we live around, that dress up, that cloak themselves as something nice, special, dignified when the whole time they are a whole monster. Like they call Ted Bundy, right? They say he was dignified. And then in court they called him a monster. That's how these people are. They don't look like monsters though. You gotta really tune in to how they flow. You ain't gotta get on their frequency because then that will make you like them. But you gotta tune in and watch their flow. And you will see that we're walking around a whole bunch of monsters. A whole bunch of idiots. That's murderous. That would do anything for clout, money, power, and just probably some of them will do it for a laugh. Some of them will do it for blunt. Who knows? Because people, they mind gone. Because that's by design by these secret societies. Making ghettos, making poverty, making money disparities, living situation disparities, and then tainting the food and water and the air supply by the things they do in secret. So my Voodoo Mafia family, they involved with a whole bunch of people. They like a goulash, because it ain't only ones that look like me. Because I believe there's somebody trying to be me, insert themselves in my family legacy tree, saying that she's black, kind of like Rachel from the NAACP when her mother say she is not black. Remember that girl that came out and said she was black? I wonder where hers at now, because she has a dream that ain't coming true. It has turned into a nightmare for you and your group. Anywho, we will conclude this session of the Napkin Voodoo Mafia family. Thank you for tuning in. Until the next time, always let your light shine, be in the light, and don't fall behind with the weak and the feeble of mind, those who take their feet, try to trail you and then take what you got. No. Take your elbows and push them back if you have to. But nevertheless, watch out, people, because this is happening in real time. It's June 8th, 2026. That's what people are doing these days. Well, they've been doing it a long time ago, because you know, Rosewood, Black Wall Street. I'm sure when they had strange fruit hanging from a tree, them people probably own something too. But who got it now? Is it their descendants or their offsprings, or is it a mommy too?